recently was able to play on an SMP called The Waste, where we were stranded in a wasteland and given 1 month to build something from nothing. Along the way, I got to have a lot of fun with friends and build some pretty exciting projects. So let's take a look back at everything that happened.
Hello everybody, and everyone's streams as well. Welcome. Is somebody cooking?
Someone's stuck in the vending machine.
You're the one that's cooking.
Yeah.
True that.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be here for 30 days.
Welcome everybody to the official start of the Waste. You may be wondering what you're doing here. Are you on some kind of mission to restore this world to what it once was?
Yes.
Or are you here to witness something that
No.
had been? Or perhaps you're here to find something, anything. Take care of the land and the land will take care of you. Sometimes riches lie in the most unsuspecting of places. What survives when the world is gone? Let's find out.
Whoa, I have to find out what these spikes are down here.
Yes.
Crazy. And there's coral?
I'm guessing that this would then probably have been an ocean at one point.
Oh, this is like a dead ocean.
Yeah.
There's like the coral that's all dried up and prismarine towers. This is amazing. There's a farm. We found a house. We found a village, abandoned village.
There we go. Wow, we're already set then.
Wait, we got ice blocks, so we can turn this into water.
Okay.
How to actually make a bucket to get this to be an infinite water source.
Yeah, because obviously we can't pick that up yet.
I just heard I drowned.
Wait, I drowned? Wait a minute. Oh, I think it's over here.
I just got a spear and an axe.
Oh, that's nice. All right. Oh, here we go. Here's the drowned. Oh, he's just right underneath this. I was thinking he was buried.
Fox, I got the best sapling ever. It's a pale oak sapling. Yes.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to run off for a second because I have a treasure map and I want to see what's in it.
All right, sounds good. All right, so we're over here taking a look around and we need to find some things to get started. Probably need to get a little bit of some wood. We got to get some tools. We got to find a place to get some beds. And there is a lot that we still need to do. We've got a chest over here. This chest is empty. Somebody has already probably got whatever was inside of it. Hello? Hello?
Yo.
How's everybody doing? How's it going?
Chilling.
Good.
Find
How are
anything
you, man?
interesting? Not too bad.
This is the most interesting we've found. Yeah, we got pickles
yes, yeah.
and nothing else.
Nice. Yeah. There's a drowned over in that building. I think there's a zombie village or a villager up on top of that plateau there.
Ooh, cool. So, well, there's a cat.
Oh.
Are we getting a fish? I guess we need
there's
to find
some
water.
There's ice over here. I think the ice melted.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. Do we have a rule change for the sleeping percentage?
Oh no, yeah, we're about to get absolutely ruined. And how are people gonna get beds?
There are some beds in the buildings over there, but I don't know
Oh, are there?
how many there are. Yeah, I didn't break the one because it's under the zombie villager, and I thought if we broke
Oh
it,
yeah, I see him.
it'd get out. Yeah. All right, we're needing to find some food here because I am about to starve, and that's not going to be any good. So let's get some of this wood here. We'll craft it up into some tools, and then let's see what we can do. Maybe we'll find some food and not starve to death in the process. That would be a little embarrassing. All right, so we've got some wood. We can get a crafting table.
Yo, Fox, you mind if we take a couple logs here?
Oh, yeah, no, help yourself.
Do you have any plans, Fox?
I've got some ideas. Not too much planned, though. What about you?
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
no plans whatsoever. Currently, the only thing we have is maybe trying to beat Ben.
Oh, okay.
Am I
Nice.
progressing faster than him?
Does he usually progress pretty quickly?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's probably gonna have like, I don't know how, he's probably gonna have full diamond armor very soon. And then he's gonna start enchanting it very soon as well.
Yeah. Oh! We got one of these guys here. I wonder, where's that gonna go? Okay, that's under the ground. Oh dear. This could be not good. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, we can't run fast. Oh no! I need food. Let's... Oh, and I can't walk backwards because I'll run into the cacti. Oh, this is gonna be awful. Now that looks interesting. Let's head over there and see what we can find. All right, here's a giant cave. Oh my goodness. This place is crazy. A lot of stuff is in here. Is there a way down? The one thing about shaders is that water is really hard to see. We've got some water there. Could we make that jump? That's really far. Let's not do it. We'll not risk it. Maybe there's another way down. We've got some iron here. If we can get the iron, we will get a bucket. Bucket's going to be key at some point. Because we gotta pick up some water if we can. Now at some point, maybe we should try to make some mushroom stew. Oh, mushrooms. Okay. What do you need for mushroom stew? Stew. Just need one of each. All right. Perfect. We can do that. Let's get some bowls. There we go. 8 bowls. We need the brown mushrooms. Stew. Can we eat this? Ah, food. Okay. This is excellent. We're not going to starve to death. That's amazing. All right, so I've got things smelting up, but take a look at what we've got here. Diamonds, just waiting for us. As soon as we get our iron pickaxe, we're going to be getting diamonds. 1 diamond. Excellent. We have any more over here? I thought that there was one more over here, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so we just got 1 diamond. Well, that is a good start, and we're going to get more. So we now have full iron armor, a few tools. Let's head out and see if we can find some people, because it's awful quiet down here. Can we find anybody? Fortunately, we've got these locator bars, so it should be pretty easy. Oh, look! We've got a chest. Not a chest. There's a shipwreck. Boy, I need to get my ice checked. We've got some books. Ooh, buried treasure map. What do we got in here? Oh my goodness. Our iron problems have been solved. Can we find anybody, though? That's what I'm wondering. So we made it back to the village, but I don't see anybody around here. I think right now I'm going to just focus on getting some diamond gear. So we've got our chest plate, we've got our pants, we've got boots, and we've got 2 extra diamonds. I'm feeling a lot better about things now that I've got all my diamond gear, or at least diamond armor. Oh, we found another village. This is excellent. We could actually get a bunch of food here. Let me clear out some space. I probably don't need to hang on to the terracotta or the sand at this point, but we can get all of these hay bales, which will give us food. And more importantly, it's going to give us wheat, which if we go down underground, we can breed up the moo cows. Wait, are they called moo cows? What are they called? Mushrooms. Obviously mushrooms. That's what I meant. I think we need to find a place that we can settle down. I don't really have any ideas now, though, of a place to do it. We've spent a lot of time underground, and there's still a lot that we need to explore.
It really
Hey,
starts
Fox
hitting
Foil,
after
what's
the
up?
4th one.
How's it going?
And
How's
did you
it
steal
going?
our diamonds?
No, I did not. Did you?
You know
have
what's
there,
I
has there
thought
been a
awfully
diamond
shiny.
theft?
Someone stole our diamonds.
I
You know
know.
what's crazy?
I look suspicious, but I
Me and
did.
Jim, me and Jim were underground, and we just came up, and we found
man.
this on the ground.
That's rubbish.
Oh,
You just chose a...
it's looking worse and
you-
worse.
You seem to be alive and well, though, so I don't know
we
where
let
it came
Spawn
from.
now, Ben.
Yeah, you know what happened
It's a
was
prop.
I was trying to
What
clear my
happened?
inventory. I
Uh-huh.
was like, well, I don't need to keep my head. I've already got my head. So
I'm collecting every possible thing just in case. Like, who knows what might be useful.
hello,
I see a person. Oh,
Hello.
how's it going?
Greetings. I mean, so far there's no mob, so
Yeah.
it's fine, more or
Except
less.
for the spiders and the
Oh,
creaking.
yeah, the creaking. Have you seen the creaking?
We have been creaked.
Yeah. I kept trying to keep an eye on them, but then backing into cactus, and then
Howdy.
Howdy,
did
what's
that.
up? Sorry I joined your group for like a second.
oh,
That's no problem, Timer. You're
trying to-
always
welcome.
I was trying to switch to someone else. What's going on?
I also backed into cactus trying to
Oh,
avoid
yes.
the creaking. And then
Yeah.
I was like, Why am I
Oh.
taking damage?
Yes, what's going on? What keeps
going
hitting me?
on?
I'm watching him.
What's going on?
I'm watching them.
You right, Fox? Everyone's going separate ways.
Yeah. How's it going?
I'm going to live over here, I think.
Oh, nice.
It's a nice view, isn't it? Look at all the cacti. Look at the...
Yeah. That's a good spot.
nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Got any plans for what you're going to do with this area?
Yeah. I have to go out of the chat 1 minute. 1 minute.
Ah.
I'm losing that. I got out the office. That's okay. Have you seen
Yeah.
Back to the Future?
Yes.
All of them.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm
It's
good.
been a year. I'm sorry?
So I've got on Marty's outfit
Oh, nice.
from number 3, and I'm going to do the train. So I'm just going to do some
okay.
tracks and have the train. I don't know about. It's a bit hard to make a DeLorean. I don't know. I'll try.
Yeah. Yeah. Cars
I
in
might try.
Minecraft are challenging.
Dodge. Yeah, I've made like Lightning McQueen, but that was meant to look dodge.
Yeah.
It's meant to be silly. So I might just do the train, but then I can live in the train as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gonna
so I'm
Travel
going to
back to the
set up
future.
shop here. I will. I'll be going back to the future. Yeah.
So we're meeting everybody. They're all getting settled down. We got to find a place that we can settle down into. Well, look at what we've got here. Completely empty inventory because I died. And I have no idea where it happened. Everything's going to despawn. Oh, no. I think we may have to start all over again. This is the worst. I had so many good things. Easy come, easy go, I guess. So we've got a bit of a status update here. I've got a iron pickaxe, and now we're going to go through and collect up all of the diamonds that we can find, so that way we can get all of our diamond gear back. There's 3 diamonds, 4 diamonds, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 36. Now that we've got 36, I think we can pretty much craft up all of the diamond gear and tools that we're going to need. There we go. We are back to where we were. Sort of, because right now I don't have any food. So we're going to need to fix that situation. I can't keep eating the stew all this time. Earlier, I was able to find a patch of grass, and I want to be able to find that again, because what I think we should do is try to get some seeds, so that way we can get a little bit of a wheat field going. The problem is I don't quite remember exactly where that grass field was. So I'm headed off in the direction that I think it is, but this could be the completely wrong direction, and I'm not going to know until I get there. Ah, check it out. We found a cherry sapling. That could be useful at some point. Somebody will probably want that. One thing that I should probably do is get a bunch more. That way I'll be able to trade if I come across anyone who wants to do some trade. Now hold up here. We've got a bee's nest. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get one of those, and here we are getting it before I'm even ready. And we've got another one. These cherry blossoms have turned out to be super lucky. So what I'm thinking we're going to do, because I don't have Silk Touch to be able to move these bee nest, is that we should go ahead and set up a little farm right here, and that way we won't have to even worry about moving them. So we've got a little bit of a bee farm going here. We've got these 2 hives. I did end up breaking one of them, but fortunately I did get a second one, so now we're able to breed up the bees, and eventually we'll have these hives filled up and getting lots of honeycomb. But taking a look at this build, I decided, you know what? We need to make it look just a little bit more interesting. So we've got a few different types of blocks here that we're going to add to it. And we'll see whether or not this is going to help make a difference so that it doesn't quite look so bad as it does right now. And I think the best way to do this would just be to add a few little decorative bits on at the front and at the back. It's a little hard to tell at night, but I think that's better, at least for a day one build. The last piece that I want to add to this farm will be some glass, and I've already gone ahead and put in most of it. The last section that we have to fill in is this one right here. And this should allow all of the bees to be able to stay inside the farm and not try to go out and explore. All right, so we've got this up and running, but what we were doing before this was trying to get a food source. So I think we need to go ahead and continue on that mission and hopefully find some seeds. One thing that I was thinking was that down in the caverns, I did find some places that had moss. Now, if you have moss, you can usually get seeds. So I think what we're going to do is head down into the caverns once again and hopefully find some moss so that way we can bone meal it and get some seeds. But we're actually going to have a change of plans because I just got a message from Jake Kilton and he's got a problem that he needs some help on. It sounds like he's found a trial chamber and some backup is needed. So let's head over there and see what's going on. I headed over to Jake's to be able to do the trial chamber and I met up with him, but I made a crucial mistake. I forgot to hit record, so I don't have any of my footage from our trial chamber run. So what you're going to see here is all from the flashback mod. The trial chamber that we're taking on is a custom one, so it's going to look a little different than the vanilla trial chambers. And things started out pretty well. We were taking on the different mods. It wasn't too bad. The breeze were a little bit challenging just because they can cause you to fly all over the place, but overall everything was going extremely well. So well, in fact, that we decided to up the challenge. So we both drank the ominous potion so that we could face the harder mobs, and again, things started out going pretty well. But I wouldn't be talking about how well things started if they didn't continue going well. At one point, I ended up trapped in a room surrounded by 4 of these really challenging mobs. I don't even remember what type they were, and I died. I had set my respawn point within the trial chamber, but I couldn't make my way back to all of my gear, and I ended up dying again. While I was able to eventually get some gear, it wasn't my original gear, which had all despawned before I could recover it. And Jake and I continued to do the trial chamber with our backup gear. But for the second time, I had lost a full set of diamond gear. Well, that trial chamber was a little bit of a challenge. We ended up dying. We ended up losing our gear, which means we're back to having to gear up and collecting more diamonds all over again. I think at this point, I've collected about 2 stacks of diamonds, and I have no diamonds to show for it. Not my best start. The good news is that the trial chamber was next to a bunch of moss, so I was able to get not only some moss, but I also have some seeds, which means we can now get started with planting a wheat field to allow us to get some food. So in a way, we accomplished 2 things with that trip. 1, we got the seeds, which we had set out to get. And 2, we gave ourselves another challenge to get even more diamonds. Before we can start planting seeds, though, I'm going to need to collect up a bunch of dirt because obviously you can't plant seeds in sand. And right now, all I have around me is a bunch of sand. Now, I know that we went and collected all of this dirt to be able to turn it into farmland so that we could actually get some wheat and some food. But what I want to do is put it all around where we have the honeycomb farm, so that way this whole area could be converted into moss and farmland, or at least the top portion. And I think that that would just look a little bit better. I died again, and because I died, I respawned in the trial chamber. This is not good. I'm going to be in so much trouble. I don't even know how to get out of this place. I don't think. Wait, this looks familiar. Okay, I think we can go this way. We can go up these stairs, and then we can get out of here, hopefully without dying. Well, the bad news is I ended up having to die in order to get out of the trial chamber. I couldn't find my way out of the maze. But the good news is that we're back to collecting more dirt to put around our honeycomb farm. So we are now finally at a place where we can start hoeing the ground and planting seeds to get some wheat. I have been doing a little bit of work around this area. So we've got a nice little pool of water on this side that's going. We've got a nice little pool over here on this side. We're going to need to go ahead and convert the rest of this dirt into moss, but you can already start to see what we're trying to go for in this area. Oh, and thank goodness somebody is sleeping through the night because the mobs at night are crazy. Now we're just going through and adding in all of the moss blocks, and then this area should be just about finished up. One thing that does need to happen is to go through here and take out some of the vegetation. We don't want it super overgrown. We just want it to be a little overgrown. All right, so after a little bit more work, I think we can finally say that this build is completed. We've now got a really nice little honeycomb farm where we've got lots of bees in here. We're starting to fill it up with hives. I've been adding in more as we go along. So we are going to be doing very well with regards to how much honeycomb we have. And why am I getting all of that honeycomb? Well, we're going to cover that in a future point. But for now, what I think we need to do is actually move all of our stuff over to where we're going to be building my starter base, because this is not actually my starter base. This is just something that I built because I need it to be able to build my starter base. Did I say starter base too much? Totally possible. So inside the farm, I'm going to go ahead and leave this barrel. We're going to have some shears, some extra beehives, some extra campfires, a crafting table, and we'll leave all of that here along with these cherry leaves. That way, when we come back, we'll have everything we need to be able to use the farm. Transporting things before we have shulker boxes is always a challenge. Now, I'm setting off in this direction. I don't know that this is actually the correct way to go. I think this is the correct way to go. It was sort of the correct way. We need to go at a little bit of an angle in this direction. So after taking on the trial chamber with Jake, I was talking with him about my plans for the season. And it sounds like we have very similar ideas for the designs that we're going to be building. So we're going to be doing it relatively close to where Jake is at. And that is going to be in this little desert valley right here. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead and talk about everything that I'm going to be doing, but I do think that my main base will probably go right about in this location right here. But for today, we're going to be... What in the world? How is there a slime up on the surface? That's crazy. Anyways, we're talking about where I'm going to be building my starter base. And I think that we're going to put the starter base somewhat close to the main build because we don't want to be too far away. And I think this little spot right here on the side where this slime is actually might work out pretty well. I don't want it to be super close, but they are connected. And they will be connected, and it'll make sense once we get to the point at which that one is built. So for now, we're going to put some chests down that we can fill up with items. All of our stuff is now moved over, and we've got it semi-organized. What I want to go ahead and do is I have some of these saplings that I found in other chests that were scattered throughout the different structures in this world. And I want to go ahead and give some of these to Jake because I know that he is wanting some of them and doesn't have them yet. So let's go drop those off. So we've got the saplings in there. We left a little note so he knows where they came from. And with that, I think we're ready to get our starter base put together. All these guys follow me everywhere. All right. Well, we're back over here where we're going to be working on our starter base. The key thing that we are going to need in order to get this starter base built is silk touch. And right now, I don't really know where I can get that. I know that there are a couple of people who have been doing some villager trading. So I think we're going to need to find someone who has some villagers and see if we can do some trading as well. Or maybe we will get lucky and find a zombie villager that we can convert. I was doing some checking and somebody has some mangrove propagules, which we are going to need. So I'm headed over there to trade with them and see if we can get some propagules. Now, one of the things that we don't need silk touch for that we should go ahead and start collecting is copper because we want to be able to give it time to age up. So I think what we should do is find some caverns to head down into and be able to search for some copper. Although we do have some on the surface right over here. Although this looks really nice. I don't know if I want to disturb this. Let's go down into the caverns. Oh no! Oh, ouch, ouch. Whoa, 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 whoa. These guys are really difficult. That is just not acceptable. We're not going to take this from you. No. Oh, that was not good. Definitely did not handle that well. Oh, thank goodness. I was able to get back here in time to be able to collect all of my stuff. I was getting worried. It was really close. I think I only just barely had enough time. Lesson learned though, don't mess with the camel riding husk. I've already got a little bit of copper. We're also going to need a lot of andesite, so I'm going to collect it because I found some right here. And then we're going to hopefully be able to get the rest of the copper as well. Here's some copper. Here's some more copper. A little bit more. Ooh, a lot more. How much do we have here? Oh, this is not too bad. And a little bit more. And take a break from getting copper to get even more andesite. And take a break from getting andesite to get copper. Look at all of the copper that we have. We should have enough for about a full stack of copper blocks. which is probably more than we need. At least I'm hoping that's more than we need. And I even managed to find some more diamonds. Let's go ahead and get started smelting up the copper. That's going to take a little bit of time. So we had a little visit from Jake where he planned out some ideas for where things should go in this area. While Jake was over here, he mentioned that he has an enchanting table, and I think what I'm going to do is go check it out and see whether or not we can get Silk Touch using that, because if we can get Silk Touch using that, we don't even need a villager. All right, let's see what we can get. If we put this in there and some lapis, we get unbreaking, efficiency. Okay, well, that's not going to help us. Let's get some other tools so we can do some fake enchantments on those. Probably do, I guess, 3 or 5. That should be enough. We'll just do that one. Okay, efficiency. Now what happens? We've got unbreaking 2, efficiency. All right, let's see. Try again. Silk Touch. Let's get Silk Touch. Perfect. So now that we have Silk Touch, it's time to get collecting the necessary items that we need. And actually what we need are those blocks right there, the iron ore blocks. We're not going to collect them from down here though. We're going to go collect them from over by our starter base. All right, so let's start collecting up the iron ore. We are going to need in total just a little over a stack. Plus we're going to need about 3 stacks of stone. And look at all of that iron ore over there. We gotta go collect it. We've only been down here a minute, and we've already made it a quarter of the way. Looks like those creepers are guarding that iron ore, but I'm never one to back down from a challenge. Let's go get it. Oh, look who's coming down here. All right. All right. He was on a mission to blow me up. Oh, and another one. Thank you, shield. Saved my life. Of course, I may have been putting my own life at risk, but we're now at the halfway point. All right, we should be pretty close, if not all the way. Let's take a look, and we've got 64 and 5. That's 69. That's more than we need. We should be all set here. So I just crafted up all of the copper that I had, or most of the copper that I had, and we're not even close to the amount that I need. I'm going to need to do a serious copper mining session. So I did some quick calculations, and I am going to need closer to 15 stacks of copper ingots in order to craft up all of the copper blocks that I want. I don't even know what I was thinking when I thought 4 stacks was going to be enough. This is just demoralizing at this point. I have lost another full set of gear. This is the 3rd one. This may have been the worst start that I've ever had. And I just found what looks to be a copper vein, because look at this. We've got a raw copper block right here. So I got to remember where this is, because we're going to come back and we're going to get all of our copper. The good news is we're not starting from 0 here. We've got some diamonds. We've got a lot of iron here. And let's see, what else are we going to need? Well, I was putting in some baked potatoes. That's going to be a good food source. We're going to do a diamond pickaxe because that's necessary. We're going to do a diamond axe because that's necessary. We're going to do a diamond shovel because why not? And then I guess we'll do iron armor. So I don't know whether copper veins are more common or not in this custom terrain, but I found not 1, but 2 copper veins, and look at all of the copper that I have. That should be more than enough for what we need. Oh, and I didn't even bother getting diamonds. We're just going to make do with iron armor for now. So all of the copper that we collected up is now been smelted and crafted into blocks. We're letting it age right here. But while we're waiting on that, one thing that I need to do, which is actually going to take me away from this area and prevent it from aging, is to go find some dark oak logs. Now, that may seem like a challenge, but there are some shipwrecks scattered throughout, and I think we can use those shipwrecks to get dark oak logs. There are also mine shafts that might have dark oak logs. So let's see what we can find. Here we go. We found an abandoned mine shaft, and this wasn't by accident. I had come across this earlier when I was searching for copper. So I kind of knew where it was, and I was hoping that I'd be able to find it again. And I did find it again. I think our luck is about to turn. So not only were we able to get the dark oak logs to be able to craft up these dark oak shelves, I was also able to get all of the diamonds needed to craft up a new set of diamond armor. And this is my 3rd set of diamond armor. Hopefully I won't need a 4th one before the end of this episode. The last thing that we need to do before we can start building is to apply the wax to all of these copper blocks. And once that's done, I think we should be good to go. All right, I think we just about have everything all set to go. This chest has everything that we're going to be using to build our starter base. We're going to put our starter base in this little area right here. We are waiting on a few more copper blocks to age up, but I'm thinking that by the time we get started with building this and we get it done, they should also be done. So let's get started building our starter base. Our starter base is now all completed, and everything that was out here has now been moved inside and somewhat organized. So we've got everything in these barrels here. We've got another barrel for all of our good stuff. We got more stuff over here, and then these are just miscellaneous ones that just wouldn't fit into these barrels here. Over on this side, we've got furnaces, which we can use. Probably not all of them. Most of them are just to keep the decoration all the same because these are supposed to be doors that can go up and down. So this one's up, this one's down, and I've got furnaces on this side. On this side, I don't think it looks too bad. One thing that I did have to do was go through and turn off the glowing ore, at least for iron ore, because having it glow in this building didn't go with what I was intending. The iron ore is supposed to look like this has been weathered. So this is a building that's been out where there's a lot of sand blowing around. It's not brand new. It's been around for a while. And so to have glowing ores on it just didn't quite fit what I wanted. But with this build, you can see the theme that I'm going for this season. We've got more of an industrial design, and I'd expect it to continue with the main base that we're going to put in over here. It's been a little bit of a rough start this episode. We've had to get a full set of diamond armor and gear 3 times because I've just not had the greatest luck. But now that we've got a base, maybe my luck is improving, and I'll be able to keep this gear a little bit longer. We are starting out in front of my starter base where we finished up at the end of the last episode. In between episodes, I started building this little road here to extend all the way through the area where I'm going to be building. And I have a couple of builds that I want to add in today. So we're going to be putting in one right here where we've got these torches. And then over here, I want to put in a build to go over where we have all of our mushrooms. Because I think having the mushrooms out is just not going to fit with what I want to do in this area. Before we start building though, there are a few things that I want to do. And the first thing that I want to do is get all of the diamonds that I have, which is not a lot. We're going to take these diamonds and use them to buy a few books so I can enchant my tools. Well, check out this build. Oh man, this is amazing. Let's see what we've got in here. Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, that's really good. Protection 4, ooh, Silk Touch, nice. Mending, Fortune 3. So I think we should get Fortune 3 first, because if we apply that to our pickaxe, then we can get a lot of diamonds from the ore that we already have. So let's get 3 diamonds in there. We'll get this applied, except I don't have an anvil, so let's head back to the base. Okay, so now that we've got that applied, let's go ahead and break all of these diamonds and see how many that we're going to end up with. There we go, 45 diamonds. I think that should get us a few books. So let's see, what should we buy? Let's start with Unbreaking. We probably need Mending as well. And let's get Efficiency. Oh boy, I only have 9 diamonds left. I may have to do a little bit more diamond mining so I can get my armor enchanted too. Well, we are just not doing great. I was trying to get more experience points, get all of the enchantments added in, and I died. I lost 2 armor pieces. I lost both of the enchanted pickaxes that we were working on. So not only do we need diamonds to replace the gear that we lost, we also are going to need even more diamonds to replace the enchantments that I just bought, and I lost all of the diamonds that I had on me. So not great at all. And now I'm lost in this place. Oh boy. I've mined up 8 diamonds, which should be enough to craft up a pickaxe and buy a fortune book, and then apply fortune 3 to our diamond pickaxe. Now we're going to take our fortune pickaxe and go get a bunch of diamonds. So I now have a fully enchanted silk touch pickaxe and a fully enchanted fortune pickaxe. We should be all set to go after a little bit of a delay. And at some point, I'm going to need to get the rest of my gear enchanted as well, but that will be something for another day. For today, I want to switch over to the projects that we're going to be working on, and we're going to start by building an automated bee farm. So last time we had built a manual bee farm, but I want to build an automated one and have it over here. For the farm, we're going to need to craft up some observers, and that means we need to go to the nether to get some quartz because I don't have any quartz here. We just need to collect up some obsidian, and then I think we should be all set to go into the nether. The question is where to put the nether portal. I think I want to put it somewhere where it's not visible on the surface, and maybe the easiest place to do that would be down by our wheat farm. So maybe just over here on this side. Will that be enough space? I think we maybe need to have that be just a little bit lower. Yep, I think that's going to work. Let's see what's on the other side. This is not the biome that I want to spawn into. Well, let's hope we can find a way out of here and into a better spot. But we're going to first cover up all of the lava around here. The last thing that I need to do is lose all my gear again. And this is exactly what we need. We didn't have to go too far to find it. And since we have Fortune 3, we should get plenty for what we need today. Yep, 31. That's more than enough. Now we need to get some cobblestone, craft up some bows, and then we're going to get 6 dispensers, 6 observers, or I guess 9 observers. And we're going to need a lot of hoppers, but we don't have enough iron for all of the hoppers we're going to craft up. So let's go collect some iron. So I was able to find a iron vein, which means that we have now plenty of iron to smelt up to be able to use. So we just about have everything that we need. The last thing that we need to go do is collect up the beehives and then try to find some flowers. All right, so let's take a look in here and see what we have. I'm pretty sure that with the pickaxe, the silk touch pickaxe, we're going to be able to collect one of these. Let's test it on this one. All right. Let's see. How many bees do we have? 2 bees. All right, well, we'll leave this one here. Let's check out the other ones and see if we can get enough that have 3 bees in them. So we've got 6 that have 3 bees each, and now we just need to get some flowers. With the grass blocks over here, we'll be able to get some flowers using bone meal. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of these blocks to take back with us so we can turn our dirt blocks into grass blocks. Now let's get some bone meal, and we can now get flowers. All right, so now we've got everything we need to build this farm. Let's get it built. The farm is all finished up. We've got the bees in place. The honeycomb is already coming out. If we go down here and take a look at the chest, we've already got 18, and that's pretty good considering we just finished. But we should now be able to leave this farm to just run while we do the rest of the projects that we're working on. And by the time we're ready to put the building around it, the honeycomb should be all set to be applied to our copper blocks that we're going to be using. For our projects today, we're going to need a bunch of stone. So I'm down under my base digging it out. And I think what we can also do is then use this room to do things that we don't want to have up on the surface, like growing trees. So we now have this space that we'll be able to use to grow our trees, and let's just give it a test to make sure that everything is going to work just fine. And yeah, that's going to work perfectly. In addition to the stone, we're going to need to get a few other blocks like iron ore blocks and copper. We were pretty successful in getting a lot of iron ore, so we now have quite a few stacks here. That's still not how much we're going to need. We're going to need a lot more for our main base, but we're not going to be working on that today, so that's okay. We still got time to get those all collected up. With the copper smelted up, the next stage is to get it aged. So I've got it all laid out, and we'll see how long it takes to get it to the fully oxidized state. Now, the advantage of having it at the fully oxidized state is that we can then craft it into the actual blocks that we want once it's fully oxidized. While I was waiting for the copper to oxidize, I was collecting some mangrove wood when I was visited by another wanderer in this wasteland.
Up in the trees, you some kind of tree person?
For now. at the moment.
For now. I see. Well, it's good to meet you, Mr. Tree Person.
Hello.
I ain't seen to find you around these parts.
Yes. Do you live near here? Or are you traveling through?
I was told that I needed to come find this damn alien water cycle ocean that seemed to spawn in.
Oh.
Seemed to happen in the thin air.
You know, you are really close to where it is. And it did happen overnight. It was quite startling.
I'm aware that there seems to be some kind of wall thing keeping the water intact, but how? How does it seem to just appear, you tell me? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some mysterious symbols on the wall. I don't know if you saw those.
I did not see no mysterious symbols.
You should come look.
All right.
It appears when you get closer. But yeah, do you see the symbol?
Oh, I see the sign. Goodness me, what must that mean?
I don't know.
That is mighty mysterious.
It definitely requires some more explanation or investigation.
Right. Well, it looks to me like some kind of triangle.
Well, and then you see what's on the ground here too.
Well, X marks the spot.
Yes, the universal symbol.
I don't know if I'm ready to dig down just yet, but that is sure mysterious.
It's quite the mystery.
Nothing like this in my years of travel. Who might you be, mister? I haven't even introduced myself.
Well, I'm Fox. You can, well, Fox Foil is the full name, but you can just call me Fox.
Well, Mr. Fox, is Mr. okay? Or would you like something better?
No, that works.
Fox,
you can just call me Fox. You don't have to be too formal with me. I'm an informal guy.
Well, Fox, it feels awfully different to say just Fox now that I've been calling everyone else with a little suffix before their name, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Mr. BH, you can call me B, you can call me H, or Mr. BH, whatever. Whatever sparks your creativity.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Well, I'll let you be on your industrial revolution.
All right.
I hope it goes well, and if you need anything, just give me a little call.
I will do that.
On the other side.
Same here. If you ever need any more of the wax there, just let me know.
Fancy little wax. I'll have to add it to my stalls. Thank you so much, Mr. Sir. Mr. Fox.
You're welcome. All right.
Catch you around.
We'll see you around.
Good luck in these wastelands.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So one thing that we're going to be using today are some copper bulbs, but to be able to craft those up, we need blaze rods, and that means going to the nether and finding a nether fortress. Fortunately, I happen to know the coordinates for the fortress here. It's just a matter of making our way over there. It's just unfortunate that we are in a somewhat deadly biome. So we made it to the fortress. Now we just need to find some blaze so we can get some blaze rods. And we've got some blaze up here as well as some wither skeletons, which we'll have to deal with. And then we should be all good to go. Oh, great. All right, well, all right. No, I don't want to die. Not today. No dying. All right, Blaze, here we go. It's time. Oh, ouch. There we go. We got that one. Well, didn't get any blaze rods. Let's see if we can find some more. We've got more blaze here. Let's see. I just need 1 or 2 blaze rods. Please. Please. Ouch. 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 No, nothing. I miss looting 3. Here we go. We've got another one. Ouch. That hurt. Come on, blaze rod. No. Wow. All right, I see another one. Will we get lucky this time? I'm hoping that we do. I'd like to just get a few blaze rods and then get out of here before I die. There we go. There's 1. How many am I actually going to need? So I actually need to get 2. Let's see if we can find one more. Who's going to give me a blaze rod? Let's see. Will we get lucky? Here we go. We've got another blaze. Come on. Blaze rod, please. Nothing. Here's another blaze. Let's see. Oh, there's a whole bunch around this corner. Wow. We should be able to get at least a few blaze rods with this many. All right, well, we got 1. Oh, nether wart. We should probably collect that while we're down here. Let's get some. And we'll go ahead and just replant it so that somebody else can get some as well. Here we go. There's some more blaze. They're shooting at me. All right, dodge, dodge. All right, come on. Can we get some? All right, that one's down. And ouch. That one's down. Okay, we've got 3. That's pretty good. I wonder if I should get more Let's see if we can get just a few more. Because if we can get a few more, we can then have potions. All right, we've got a blaze spawner. Maybe we can do this without dying? It's going to be risky. This is very risky. All right, we've got 6. I think that's good enough. We're not going to risk our luck anymore. And the reason that we went through all of that to get some blaze rods is so that we can come over here and craft up some oxidized copper bulbs, which are surprisingly expensive to craft up. So we now have everything collected into these 2 chests that we're going to be using to build. The next thing that we're going to do before we can start building, though, is we need to move these cows from where they are right here to this area right here. And the reason why we want to do that is because we want to have our building to go around them but not be up against the road. And if we were to build it now, we'd end up with the building overlapping with the road, and I don't want to do that. So we got to move them over here, and I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. I'm thinking there's no easy way to do this. One way that we could do this is to dig out this space and then just have all of the mushrooms go down into it. I think that'd be easier than putting in another pin and trying to move them that way. But if we do it this way, we could just dig the sand out from underneath them, and then they'd end up over here. I think this might work. We'll see. Okay, it's working so far. I think we should be okay. We just got a few to come down. I think I need to get some hay to move them over here. Let's get some water out. All right. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Get back in there. Oh, my goodness. Already going disastrously. There we go. Nobody was out. But now that we've got the mushrooms situated, I think we're ready to get started building. So let's get started. The building is now completed, and I am so excited to show off these robots. We're going to start with the small ones, which I've kind of imagined as being more of the miner guys. So they're up against these pillars here, and I sort of made it look like they were mining into it by adding in some of these extra blocks around it, and I think that that works well for the smaller ones. And we've got one over here, and then we've got one all the way over there in the distance. The next one that we have is more of a medium size. So this one is more of an open air one where you would be sitting in the carriage right up here, and then it would just be walking. It doesn't have any arms, it's just got legs, and this one is over here by the garage. After the medium ones, then we have the big boys, and there's this one here, and then we've got one over there as well. But the big ones are more for the heavy lifting. So they've got arms, they're going to have a bigger body, you'd be fully encased inside of it. I'm so happy with how these turned out, and we may be adding in some more robots as we go along. But not only have we added in robots, we've added in 2 new buildings. So we've got this one here to enclose all the mushrooms. Over on this side, we have the one to enclose our bee farm. And of the 2, I think this one is my favorite. I like the antenna array up at the top. And then if we go around to the back, we have these copper pipes that go down into the ground, which I think is really nice. Now, originally, I wasn't going to have the door back here, but then I decided to add that door so that way I could easily access the dispensers back here to be able to replace the shears. For this building, we have just barely enough room for the mushrooms. They're all packed in here, and I should probably add some lights in back there as well. I don't know if it's dark enough to spawn anything, but we don't need anything else in here besides the mushrooms. The last thing that we need to do to make this complete is to extend the road up to our buildings here. I think that ought to do it for this one. Now we just need to do the same thing for our bee farm, and now our bee farm is ready to go as well. The other thing that I'm thinking about doing is adding in some lanterns to the build as well. I think that that might actually help it a little bit if we add in some of those. Yeah, I think that that's good. And I think that works over here as well. Now we're going to want these to oxidize a little bit, probably to the same level as this, just to make it so it's not quite so bright and orange. But we've been able to accomplish a lot today, and I think that that means next time will be time to get started with the big build, which is going to go into this area here. And I think it's really going to help to pull everything together as well. Since the last episode, I did a stream where I went to the end with Jake Kelton, and we were able to get a couple of elytra and a bunch of shulker boxes, which is great news because today we are going to be working on a project that's going to require a lot of materials. So far, the projects that we have been working on have been little projects, but that's going to change today because the project that we're going to be doing next is going to go into this area right here, and this is going to be the main feature for my base, and it's going to be a pretty good size too. But like any big project, it's going to require a lot of work because we've got materials that we have to collect up, we've got materials that we need to craft up, which means it's time to get to work. But before we get down to the work, I wanted to show this little change that was made to the robot here. So we've got this guy carrying one of these shards, and this was added by Jake Kelton, who had the idea, and I think it turned out really well. I really like this idea, and it goes with our little mining robots who are cutting away at these shards as well. Now, one thing I did change was switch out the barrels for stone cutters, which I think that's been a good change too. So everything is going well at the base, but now we need to get to work preparing for our big build. Speaking of big builds, there's something peeking out over the top of those mountains. I wonder what that could be. Anyways, moving on, we need to get some shulker boxes, which we've got in our ender chest right here, and we need to collect some things. Our first task for today will be to head down to a trial chamber that we've been to before. We went to this on a stream last week, and the reason that we're going to go down here is because we will be able to get a lot of copper from this trial chamber, and I think that that's going to be extremely useful for today because we are going to need so much copper. Now, I do have a little bit of an ominous potion effect right now, which means that these trial chambers are going to be a little bit more challenging. Fortunately, I've got a few things I didn't have last time. Number one, I've got protection 4 on all of my armor. Number 2, I have sharpness 5 on my sword. So this shouldn't be as bad as it was when I did this on the stream. We're going to find out. But being able to get fully oxidized copper blocks is huge. This is going to make things so much easier for what we need to craft up. All right, so I was able to get quite a few stacks of copper. I think that's pretty close to the amount that we need, if not more than what we need. But now I need to get out. I always get lost in these places. I think we need to go up. Who knows? The next thing that we're going to need a lot of is spruce wood because we've got a lot of wood things that we're going to need to craft up, like barrels and all sorts of other things. And spruce wood is the way to get a bunch of wood really quick. And because saplings are rather rare on the server, I crafted up a fortune hoe so that way I can get plenty of saplings from all of the leaves. So in this chest, I believe that we have all of the wood that we're going to need for our project. But while I was doing that, I was taking a look at my tools, and a lot of my tools are losing their durability. Now, it's not a big problem because we do have mending on them, but right now I don't have an XP farm to easily repair them. I did a little bit of checking, and Enderman farms are pretty easy to build, and I found a nice design by Nemmom, which I'll include a link in the description down below too, and I think we could build that really quick. So I think I have everything in the shulker box here that we're going to need to build the farm. Like I said, these farms are really easy to build. The hardest part about building an Enderman farm is getting the endermites. Now, I've got 11 ender pearls, which may be enough. But since we're going to the end, we should be able to get some ender pearls really easily. We can just come over here and get a whole bunch of endermen to come over. Okay, I think that should be enough for the ender pearls. Now we just gotta find a place where we can build this farm. So in order to get the best rates, we want to make this farm about 128 blocks away from the island. So I think this is the furthest point on this side. What we now need to do is be able to go all the way down to the very bottom of the world. And that part requires something that I don't have, which is a bucket of lava. I've got the lava, and the first thing that we need to do is put the lava right here, and we have to let it go all the way down to the bottom of the world. But this is not a quick process, so we're just going to have to let it sit here and wait for a few minutes. Okay, I think it's reached the bottom. Now, the tricky part here is to place the water. I think if we place the water here, that should be good. It's going to create a column of cobblestone all the way down to the bottom. And once it gets down to the base, then that's when we have to go down there. And that's where we're going to start the platform leading out to where the farm is going to go. So we're just about to the base here. We want to go all the way down. I think we have one more block that we can break. So we can break that block. So now what we need to do is build a platform or a walkway that's going to take us out to the platform. And it needs to be 128 blocks, which is just about 2 stacks worth of blocks. So we just need to carefully go along just like this, and we'll do 2 stacks. And then once this is built, we'll expand it so that it's 3 blocks wide, and that will make it nice and safe to travel on. There we go. We've got a nice safe walkway to lead from the island all the way out to where we're going to build the farm. And I think now we're ready to get started with actually building it. So let's get going. So we've got the endermite into the minecart here. Now we just need to get it into the proper location, which is going to be in the center here on these moss blocks. So we actually need to switch the track around. Ouch, ouch. Come on, go back the other way. Go back the other way. Come on. There you go. Oh boy. That hurts. One thing I'm worried about is that this endermite is going to despawn, and it did despawn. I think we need a name tag. And I don't have a name tag with me. How did I forget the most important part? This is not the first time it's happened when I built this farm. Fortunately, I do have a name tag, so let's take this name tag. We're going to go over here. We're going to name this. How do I keep forgetting? Because I forget this all the time. Here we go again. We've got our minecart. We've got our ender pearls. We've got the name tag, and I also have my chest plate on, so I should be able to do this with a little less damage, hopefully. And how many is it going to take before we get the endermite? That's what I'm wondering. I feel like it's going to take a lot. Oh boy. We've already gone through almost a whole stack. Let's see. No endermite. I'm about to die. Let's eat some food. This takes so long. I was so happy to get it last time. Why do I always forget the name tag? All right. We've got one more stack of ender pearls. All right, we've got it. Let's get the name tag. Name tag. All right. We've got the minecart, and we've got it in the minecart. This is perfect. All right. Now we can get this one in place. It won't despawn. What we wanted to do is end up in that spot right there. So let's grab these. We're going to go ahead, put a block here. We're going to put the rail around to there. And I think we should be good. All right, come on. Come on now. Get on the minecart. The minecart is going to go. It's going to stop right in that center point. And now we just need to push it a little bit. I think that's about center. There we go. Okay, we've got it into place. Now we can break all these other blocks. And we should be able to put the final layer of moss into place. So I just died. The worst! That endermite knocked me off and I didn't have my wings into place, so I've lost all my stuff. All the stuff I needed for the farm. Well, the good news is I had most of my tools in this shulker box, so we didn't lose all of those. The bad news is that I lost an elytra and all of my armor, so that's not great. Go ahead and take these back with us. We're going to go get some armor so that way we can finish building this, because we're almost there and we just need to get a few things together in order to finish it up. So we're back here. I think we just need to push this endermite a little bit further away from the edge. And I don't know if we can do that without getting into serious... All right, see, now we have our wings. So we're going to be safe if we fall off. That's what I thought would happen last time. Okay, well, what we want is we don't want it to be so close because I think if it's close, that's going to cause the Enderman to kill it. So I'm not going to try to move it anymore. If it dies, it dies. Let's finish up this farm and see how we can do with it. We're just going to place in the stone here, which is going to be where all of the Endermen are going to spawn. All right. Well, so far, so good. And now we can just get a bunch of XP. Yep, the Endermite died. We're going to have to get another one. So here we go again. We're going to try to get another Endermite and then get them name tagged. Oh, that was super fast. We need to get more rails placed. All right, there we go. Okay, can we push it? There we go. Pushed. And that should be good. I think that will be good. Platform is set. We'll head around to the other side and let's see. Oh, yes. Perfect. Yep. There we are. Now, what we need to do is get sharpness 5 on our sword because otherwise this is going to not be very efficient. Well, things are going pretty poorly. I died again. So no more elytra. Wasn't able to get it picked up. Died again and probably lost most of the stuff that I had. So I think I do still have most of my diamonds. So that's good. But yeah, not great. Not great at the moment. So I've crafted up another set of diamond armor. And I think what we're going to do is spend a little time mining to get some more diamonds. So it took quite a while, but I was able to collect 3 stacks of diamonds. And with the ones that we already had, we're almost up to 4 stacks of diamonds. I think I can do some shopping now. So let's get some unbreaking books. Let's also get some mending books. Protection 4 would be good. Silk touch is essential. And let's go ahead and get efficiency 5 as well. Well, there we go. We've bought all of those books and we still have over 2 stacks of diamonds. Not too bad at all. So we're back here at the farm because why not? And I've gone ahead and made a couple of modifications to the design. So what I've done is added some walls on the sides. So that way, if I do die, nothing is going to fall off into the void and be lost. I've also extended out the slabs here. So that way, when we're using the farm, we can be in this little area right here. If any Endermen come up behind me, they're not going to be able to reach me. So I think that should be enough to keep this place semi-safe. And hopefully we won't die in the process. But now I think we need to get some experience points so we can do our enchanting. So let's go out over here. We're going to get this farm and get it activated. And then let's see what's going to happen. So I think building that farm won't save us any time because number one, we ended up dying and it took me a lot of time to try to get everything back. I now have another elytra. My gear is all enchanted. And guess what? The farm is now broken again because an Enderman got up and was able to kill the Endermite. So until I get another name tag, that farm is now officially broken. But now that we've spent a ton of time building a farm that is now functionally useless, I think we should try to get some resources collected up so that way we'll be able to start building. We have quite a few resources to collect, and that gives us the perfect time to talk about the server because the server is only going to be running for 30 days, which means that we have a limited amount of time to complete all of my plans. Right now, we're at the end of week 2, so we've completed about half of the season. I've been having a ton of fun with all of the different projects that I've been working on, and it has gone really fast, which has me a little bit nervous because that means we've only got about 2 more weeks left on the server, and I still have a lot of things that I want to do. With the last 2 weeks, we're going to be shifting focus away from some smaller projects into some larger projects, including the one that we're doing today. And the thing about bigger projects is that it just takes a lot more time to complete them. And the style that I've chosen for this base requires quite a few blocks that are not as easy to collect, like the copper blocks or all of the iron ore that I've been using. But I think it's worth it, and I definitely wouldn't change anything. So we've completed a lot over the last 2 weeks. We've got a lot more to do over the next 2 weeks, and by the end, I think we should have a pretty amazing base to show for it. So in these shulker boxes, we have just about everything that we need. I do have a few extra blocks in here that we just don't have shulker boxes to hold. And in total, there is just under 24,000 blocks. But now that everything's collected up, you know what time it is. It's time to get started building. So let's get going. Our big build is completed, and I am so excited to finally get to show you all of the details that have been added in and to take a closer look at it. This is an important build to the area because this is going to be the power station that is going to run all of our operations around here. And to help emphasize that this is an industrial build, there are lots of little things that I've added to this, including some of the little decorations that are on the walls. We also have some of these external air ducts that wrap around the sides, and then we've got all of these little walkways hanging off of the edge that allow you to access different parts of the build. There's a garage door on each side, so this one is closed. If we go around to the left, we've got this garage door which is open, and you can see one of our robots hanging out inside. We also have our main entrance into the building, which we can go up into the stairs here, and it opens up into this space. Right here, we've got a few barrels that we can use for storage. In the main room, we've got these platforms, and these operate to be able to access different levels of the build. So we've got some stairs on each side, and if we follow them up, they will take us outside onto these platforms where we can access these machines right here that are on the exterior. And I think these would be sort of power utility boxes or something like that. I don't really know what the technical name would be for them, but you may have noticed them on the other builds that we've done here. Behind the garage door that is closed, we've got one of our big robots, and I just like these robots so much I've been adding them all over the place. The interior walls are created by using the deep slate in different orientations, and I really have liked this texture. I've used it a lot in the past, and it's been a while since I've used it, so I thought it would be a good one to put in here. On the rooftop, we have a lot more details, so we've got a few more air ducts that come out of the building. We've got some industrial fans. Up on top of this roof, we have these turbines or some type of power generation machinery, which I really like that. That's on both sides of the roof, and then we've got the smokestacks, which are connected up with, again, some more of these air ducts. But I really like all of the little details that have been added in. I especially like the big round circle in the center. I'm just so happy with how this build turned out. And from back here, you can see that our base area is coming along nicely. But after I finished working on this building, I took a look at the one that we have over here, and instead of having these smokestacks be the same height, I decided to lower this one on this side, and I think that's made for an improvement to this build. Having them be the same height didn't look quite right, and I just realized that rhymed, which was not something I was intending to do, but I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Next time, we're going to be taking this road and extending it up behind this building because I want to build something up on top of that hill, but to find out what that is, you're going to have to wait until next time. The server is wrapping up. We're just about ready to get started with the last week, so we don't have a lot of time, and I think I have just the right amount of projects to be able to finish up. I'm pretty happy with how this base has come together. There are a lot of different things that... Whoa, what do we have over here? We've got some signs. Let's see. Great structure, 10 out of 10. So far, so good. However, I don't like that word. You are being written up for unleashed bats. Roaming plant. Unsafe, illegal. 10-minute timer. I'm not able to control the bats. Oh dear. This isn't good. Well, hopefully the punishment isn't too bad for having the bats around here. I don't actually seem to see any though. Maybe we're all good. As I was saying, there are a lot of things that we are going to need to do today to get everything wrapped up. The first thing that we got to work on is extending this road up behind our power station here. And I think that this is the natural spot to take the road, to have it go up here. Now, one thing we do need to think about is I actually think we want the road to extend over this way. Yeah, I don't think we want it to go directly behind the power plant, but to have it go this direction, we are going to need to do something about this terrain because this is too steep, obviously, for a road to go. But I think once we get the road up to this point, that would be pretty good. And then what we can do is go all the way up over to here. And I want to build some stuff up on this mountaintop right here. Because what I'm thinking is that the waste is a pretty dangerous place, and we need to have some defenses to be able to protect our robots down below. I also want to add some things into this space right here. I think that that would be a nice area to do a little bit more building as well. So I think we're going to start with the terraforming up on the mountain. We do have quite a bit of sandstone in here and some sand. I've also got this shulker box, which has a lot of sand in here as well. We've also got some sandstone too. Hopefully that should be enough for the terraforming. We're not going to be doing a lot. We just need to be able to extend the road. So I think what we're going to want to do is start creating a little bit of a ledge with the sandstone, and then we're going to build up that ledge away from this gradually. making sure that we don't have any of this falling sand as well. And I don't really have a plan here. We're just going to test this out and see what we can come up with. The one tricky part is that we don't really know how this is going to look, so it could be awful or it could be really good. We're just not going to know until it's all the way done. But what I'm trying to do is using some of this sand to be able to build up the next layer, and then I go a few blocks out with the sandstone a little bit at a time, and we should end up with a platform that just gradually branches away from the wall. There is something nice though about building without a plan, that you can just kind of get into a state of placing in blocks and just seeing what works. Okay, but I think we just about have things wide enough. Let's drop down and see what it looks like from the bottom. This is the real test here. It's not horrible. I do think we're going to need to extend some of the parts of it down though. Yeah, I think if we extend it down a little bit, we want this part to be a little bit steeper of an incline as it branches from the wall up into the platform that we've just built. So this is the part that I just added in. This is how it looked before, and I think this is much better. This is exactly what we're looking for. Now, what if we were to do something like a natural looking arch here? That might actually look pretty good. We might have to roughen it up a little bit, but that's about the idea of what we're looking for. All right, I'm thinking that the bottom section is just about done, but we do need to make this a bit thicker because right now this looks pretty thin and like it couldn't support very much weight. And I want to get it to the point where it looks like it can hold one of our big robots over there. So we need to make it a little bit thicker. All right, I think that's a pretty good shape and a pretty good thickness as well. Although I don't like this block over here. We need to get that fixed up. I've been taking a look at what we're going to be doing up here. And I think what we're going to have is the road come up and around through here. It's going to follow this curve where we've got the stone right here and go all the way through this area, wrap around, and end up over here. I think that should work. Does mean we're going to have to do a lot more digging than what I thought though, because we have to shave off this part of the hill. We've got to make sure that we have a nice gentle slope that goes all the way around. I think we've just about got everything all terraformed to where I want it. We've got the road coming up and then turning this corner and going up there. We've got a little platform where we're going to build something in a little bit. If we go up the road, you can see it just curves around until we get up to the top. And then we've got a platform right here. And then the road comes back around and then it makes another turn here. We've got another platform that we were building. And then finally, we've got the road coming all the way over to here. Or the road's going to come over to here once we get the road built. Before we can start building though, we're going to need to get a few things together. While we need a lot of different types of blocks, the total amount of blocks that we have to collect is actually not going to be too bad. If we go down here, we can check what we've got in our storage system. Blackstone, we're doing okay. I think on wood, we've got a few that we're going to need. For copper, we're pretty close to the amount that we need. Stone, we need some more. Deep slate, we need some more. Tuft, cobblestone, andesite, we need a lot more of those. We need a lot more of the mud, and we need a lot more iron ore as well. So let's get to work collecting everything up. In these shulker boxes, we now have all of the materials collected up and ready to go for the projects that we're going to be working on today. So let's go ahead and collect these up, and we're going to go out. Now, one thing that I did do while I was collecting up the materials was I had a stream, and we did a little bit of work on that stream. So you can see over here where we are going to be putting in the road is now all installed and it's looking very nice here. We've got all of the short grass, we've got our leaf litter, we've got all of the different blocks, and it's much easier to climb up this mountainside. And with that road installed, this area is looking much better. But that's not the only thing that we worked on during the stream. There was an idea that I had, and it's something that I've been thinking about for our base, and that's putting in some pipes that would be able to power all of the different systems around here. And this is a prototype of what we came up with. I think this is actually looking pretty good. We're not going to leave this here. Eventually we'll take this down and we'll put the pipes in where I actually want them to go. But I think this is a nice little system here between the copper blocks and the mud and the polished deep slate. And that'll be a project that we add in after we get our builds completed. But speaking of the build, since we have everything collected up and ready to go, you know what time it is. It's time to get started building. So let's get going. building is now all completed, and while I was working on the cannons, which you see behind me, I had a visit from Jake Kelton, and he had some ideas that we could do to make them a little bit more animated and interesting to look at. The first thing that Jake did was animate the cannons, and I really like how that turned out. It was just a great addition to it. But once he completed that, he also had another idea he wanted to try.
Lasering, fine. I'm overall happy with it. There's things that could be changed, but we have to change the design of the laser a bit more, and so this is good enough for me. I'm overall content with that. However, down here is where I'm starting to chew on things. So I added some steam vents for releasing of the heat that the lasers are generating, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the steam is only releasing a tiny portion of the total amount of steam that could be being released, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, well, it wouldn't actually be terribly hard to, so let's say, for example, let me toss some stuff into here, right? You could also even send this signal slowly with a redstone torch in a reverse redstone torch signal, whatever. Anyway, and so you could actually offset each of the corners in terms of which ones are opening and which ones are closing. So they each have different bursts of smoke at different times, which would be really cool. It would also require completely tearing out a whole path under here, which would, and putting in all of the redstone wiring for that. But actually, now that I think about it, if it's just a redstone torch, so if this is firing into this, that's going to open it. Now, all I have to do is I'm going to go underneath you.
Yep.
All I have to do is send a signal into here to turn it off. So if I grab that and then grab that, that will close it. Then really all I have to do is flip-flop the signal that's going into there every now and then on a long repeater loop or comparator loop. Okay, so maybe that's not that bad, actually. Not bad at all.
And there's plenty of room inside. You could it.
How much redstone do you have?
I've got I think I've got 20 redstone blocks worth.
That should be plenty.
We got target blocks, little redstone dust, redstone
dust
blocks. There's only 10.
Beautiful. That's fine. That should be plenty. Yeah, I think what I'm probably going to do is run a signal out here, a signal out here, and this will go to that other campfire over there. So this is our forever clock that's running.
Okay.
Which I also realized I didn't necessarily need target blocks. I just use target blocks a lot. So we kind of may have crafted those for no reason, but that's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right. And I think, let's see if they offset it at least a little bit. Yeah, so they're not all open at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that looks good. Like it.
I think that's cool. Yeah. Now we just need to do it 3 more times, or 2 more times, I guess.
Yeah. Easy.
Easy. So just 2 here. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. That'll be it.
All right. Do you want these back?
Sure. If I find something else to spend my 34 redstone dust on.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's so nice. A huge improvement.
Yeah, I hope that people don't sleep too late, so that way we can see it at night. Because I think that the copper bulbs at night would look really cool with the lasers.
Yeah. Should we put the little notice up? No sleeping.
No sleeping for anyone. No, it's all good. Because I gotta run. But yeah, this was fun.
Thank you.
And you planned it extremely well to give a lot of space for redstone. So you're already thinking like a builder for redstone. I love it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, and it was tricky getting the right proportion because you wanted to be able to have enough room for detail, but not so big that it overwhelms everything else around it.
Exactly. Yeah. You did great. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, you too. Thanks for the redstone. That was huge.
I'll catch you later.
All right. See ya. So thanks to Jake Kelton, not only do we have these cannons in place, but we've got some redstone that's been added to make them look even better. The last thing that we're going to work on, though, for this base area is the piping, because we talked about that before we started the building, and I want to go ahead and get that all installed. While I was working on the building, though, I had some thoughts about where we could put the pipes. So I know exactly where I want to put them. We just need to gather up the materials we need to build them. So I've got the mud, I've got the deep slate that we're going to be using for the main building blocks. Once we have it laid out, then we can get the copper to add in at the end. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to have the pipes come through this area here. Let's go ahead and take this section down first. And then we're going to head over here because I want the pipes to run through this section, and we're going to have them start out over by this wall right here. So I think this is going to be our starting point. What we probably want to do is get a little bit of the deep slate. This is going to go into this area, and we'll add in the copper around it. And then what we can do is start taking the mud and running it in a straight line through here. So we'll just go along placing in the mud, placing in the deep slate at each of these junctions, and where there's sand, we'll just have it go through because I think I want to have the sand sort of cover up certain parts of it to show that the sand is moving and interacting with our build here. So we have the pipes running all the way through. It goes through the sand here into the mountain here, and I think that's a good way to end it. Now, what I am debating is, let's see, I do think I have enough to do this, but I might want to be able to run some pipes over to our building over there. So let's add in a junction at this point. I think that would make sense. We'll have it go just like this, and we'll continue our pattern here. So I think something like that should be good. We've got our pipes all laid out now. Oh, we do need to go over and do a little bit of work on the center points here. There we go. That's better. And now it's time to add in the copper. So let's do a little bit of calculation on how much copper we're going to need. So we're going to need 6 trapdoors and 4 stairs for each of these pillars. There are a total of 35 pillars, which means that we are going to need a total of 210 trapdoors and 140 stairs, which sounds like a lot, but that's just a little over 2 stacks of stairs and 3 stacks of trapdoors. And we now have all of the copper blocks that we're going to need. Let's go ahead and start getting them added in. So we got the trapdoors, we got the stairs, we'll put more stairs, more trapdoors, and then more trapdoors, and even more trapdoors as well. There are a lot of trapdoors in this design. I think we are all finished with the pipes, but not only are we all finished with the pipes, that means that we are all finished with our base as well, and I am so happy with how this base has turned out. We first started out in this world about 30 days ago, and in those 30 days, we have made a ton of progress, and we've also done a lot of building. We started out with our simple little starter base right here. Then we expanded that to add in this building right here, which we used to house our mushrooms. We also added in this build, which was our honeycomb farm. And this farm was probably our most important farm because we had a lot of copper that we were using in all of our builds. Then we added in the robots, who were probably my favorite addition to the base. Once we had the infrastructure all in place, then we could get started with the main project for our season, and that's this build right here. There are so many great little details that were added in that I really like. I just liked the texturing that we came up with for this season. It was a combination of andesite stone, cobblestone, iron ore, packed mud, mud bricks, and so much more. And then we had all of the builds that we did today, which include these 3 cannons up here, some more robots, this little piece of machinery, which is used to convert the shards into energy, our road expansion, the silo doors over here, which we didn't really get to take a look at yet, but I really like these. And these silo doors are intended to be something that would open up, and there's probably missiles underneath. Although, if I'm being honest, there's actually nothing underneath because I didn't have time to build anything. And then finally, the pipes. On the last day of the server, we did get a chance to go around and take a look at everyone else's bases. It was a lot of fun, and there are some pretty cool projects on this server. So let's go take a look and see what everyone else was up to.
But yeah, that's my ice cream shop. There's totally
Beautiful.
none others like these around here. There's none other no other ice cream shops.
None.
Franchise.
I'm lying. There's 4 in total.
Over this way, which were the Ben Peo
you could emote with
Powerpuff Girls eat
Yeah.
at as well.
I wish I had one.
Powerpuff
The
Girls.
Villians, Powerpuff Girls.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
A beautiful interior, but the exterior is really where it pops. This.
It's apparently to get to the other side, actually.
Ow. 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 I will not get bullied again by a rat. I deal with this enough with Creamsicle.
Die, Doolin.
Die.
Why are the rats after dueling?
The rats love dueling.
Next, we're gonna look at Cream's base.
Yay.
And Cream can tell us
This
all
rat
about
has
it.
been trapped in a ravine. Hell.
That's insane.
Have we made another
Whoa. Is that the moving city?
Wow.
It is.
Ow, moving castle over here.
Oh, so Cream, this is yours over here.
Can we go
Okay.
inside yet?
Very nice.
No.
It's got a wonderful
I mean, you
interior.
can,
Very
but
pretty.
it will consume you.
I'm hyped
I'm
for
okay
the
with that.
interior of this.
I have to say, this is one of my favorite things ever. I love it so much.
It's so cool.
Incredible.
It is the best build on the server.
Though, like,
Popped up so quickly as well.
the amount of furnaces in here is crazy. Yeah,
Gotta
you did
power
build
that
it
and
really
Joseph
fast.
What? The collection of Ferni.
I made a UFO diner. I got a shipping container house and a couple vans.
I
Like
love
that.
your diner
So
style.
sick.
Oh god!
Don't
Yeah,
worry,
the
the rats
sign
don't take
was
spells.
so
That's
so adorable.
Thanks to Jake.
This is so cool.
Mighty
Could
fine
you-
Wait, this is-
design.
Turn
This
around
terrain
a
is
bit.
super
Jake
nice.
Kelton, the murderer, the rat killer,
Mhm.
the New York financier.
The pest cleaner.
I'm looking for an
The
OG.
pest
Okay.
cleaner, okay?
Hey,
This diner
you're
is
looking
so
a little bit
cute.
pallid.
Kind.
I know. It's got a.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Oh my
stuck.
God, I can't
Help,
get out.
help me, I'm stuck.
It's a rat trap.
Music discs is such a nice
It is a
little
trap,
touch.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Boom.
love that.
So
So good.
Container
This
home.
is- I'm glad you
Sign
asked.
them
Yeah,
well.
it's a shipping container home.
Wow.
There's bedrooms for different people. You can see Cream's bedroom. She decided to go for the longest one, so Etat was kind enough to decorate it for her. So-
What is it? Yeah.
This is feeling very sustainable.
Oh my god, this
This
is
is
It's got a room.
That's
There's a
so
rat in
cool.
my bowling alley.
How did you do that with the
How many
candles?
armor stands is that?
That's
Armor stands, yeah,
What's armor stands? Okay, okay.
So many.
That's awesome though.
Oh, that.
Wait,
I didn't.
Y'all
The
want to
ball
play
was
some
moving.
rat
How do you
bowling?
get the ball
I
to
put a
move?
sign down.
Oh, you did. Thank you. Okay.
My
Rec-
ride is gone.
Red job.
What's poppin'?
Rector's Casino.
Everybody is flying
how-
away.
Yes.
It keeps
I love the
happening.
casino.
I can't deal with
Red
this.
job.
Oh,
I think I
We're gonna get
discovered
to
the
the-
secret. If you
Yeah.
go in
Taxi!
rat mode.
What?
Taxi.
Oh, rats can fly. That's right.
Fly.
Fly.
so did you call an Uber pool?
Wagon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Connor.
I might have to come down there.
Who needs an Uber when you got rats?
Oh my god!
Where's this rat's gonna fly?
Everyone gone.
This always happens to me with Uber.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
good,
no.
I'm good.
Oh, help, I got no
days.
rockets. I'm stuck.
Oh my god. What a build.
Okay, are they up here? Yeah,
What?
Rector didn't make this
What's
very.
poppin'?
Whoa!
Brazilian
I almost
gamble.
crashed.
Deal.
Wow.
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 Insane build.
Help, I'm stuck.
Alright, now I just need to figure out how to get up there.
There's a big
Oh,
staircase.
this is a workout.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Rat coming through.
My calves are
All in
burning.
the.
We just need
Let
a
me.
TP
I'll
or something
TP you
for
guys
a
to
ride,
the to Cano's base. If
Okay,
everyone else
sick.
If you
wants
don't
to do
mind, that would be great.
Ah!
Thank you. I'm just a small little rat in a big wide world.
Who are we go? Oh, his is the
I'm just a
UFO,
country
that's
rat.
UFO.
I'm almost
Oh,
there.
actually, I'm here.
I'm made
Never
for
mind. You don't
big
need to
city.
TP me.
Garage space.
A UFR nar.
Oh no.
Leo.
This is sick.
UFR
Okay.
nar.
Sensation.
There's stuff
The tractor
in
beam.
here.
Yeah.
Well,
Does
track
not
down
have
the
any
hole in the middle.
I've
a
got
reminder
other
from
Beam
the.
me
I'm
up.
not sure
Tourist
what was
Walker.
what. So
Beam me up.
Yeah,
I
no,
ran
a
out of
reminder
space.
from the Wastes Tourism Department. Aliens don't exist, but if they did exist, you would enter a UFO through the water at the bottom.
Yeah.
Common knowledge.
It's an identified
None
flying
of my
object.
stuff is here. It's fine.
That sounds amazing.
I shall make this very fast so we can continue with the tour. Welcome on into Ram Ranch, my friends. We're all about
Just
cattle
leave me.
ranching,
There's no-
fish wrangling, cattle wrangling, cowboy ranching, cowboy wrangling, cattle wrangling,
Wait a minute,
and
wait a
most
minute,
importantly, ram ranching.
there we go.
Can we go back to
Cowboy
the middle
ranching?
one there? I feel like you mentioned something there that maybe didn't fit in with the other.
Everything fits in just fine in Ram Ranch.
When you say ranch, do you mean Hidden Valley? Oh wait, it's sunset. Everyone, get to the middle of the town.
Hurry.
Quick!
Oh,
Just fine. I just fine.
We're leaving you.
Okay.
Bye. Wait, he can
In the town of Agua Fria rode a stranger one fine day.
Who's singing?
iron on his hip.
Quick, get the kazoos out.
It was travel tunes.
How?
Get my portable frog.
Barbershop.
Before we
do this.
Before we cover the tour here, let me shotgun an entire can of Mountain Dew real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of things here. I had never really built in a Western style before.
Are there interiors?
There is for some of them, not for others. For example, this is the most unrobbable bank you will ever find. Only because there's nothing in it.
I think it's the most robbed bank I've ever found.
Yeah, I think it comes pre-robbed.
Ooh. So I just finished a production of Much Ado About Y'all. That's not a joke. That's a real thing that I looked up on Google. I wouldn't put too much thought into it. Anyway, so Lucky over here, he's building a fallout shelter. For most of the Wastes, it was Vault 6-7 because of Leon.
Wait, who did that?
Thank goodness
Leon.
Lucky got to change it back. This is a fallout shelter that he's been working on.
Now it's 70.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Voltec, we'll be there.
Very nice.
What?
That is a Fallout themed radio station based off the Wastes, and this is where it broadcasts from. This is KCOD Radio.
That's amazing.
Holy
so
shit.
Cool.
He made a costume as well to match
Barrington
his
has a
skin.
video on his channel that has a playlist of all the songs that he's been playing in his stream, which in lore is coming from the radio station.
It's amazing. I'll tell you what.
That's so cool.
That is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
just
in the
direction
that everyone's flying.
Okay.
And then there's a
In theme with the
see a
Wastes, it is
bovine
currently
skull.
hailing outside.
Oh,
This is the skull you were talking about.
What?
Sick.
I do believe there's an evil turd. This is an evil petting zoo, I think he called it.
Evil turd?
Yeah, there's an evil turtle. So there's an evil petting zoo, but there's only one turtle in here. And so it makes me wonder what
Yeah,
he's
the
doing.
turtle is evil.
Oh, it's scrappy.
Finish your words. Mid-sentence, it's fine. But
I'm sorry, I'm still
Escaped.
choking on
Put
that
it back
Mountain
in.
Dew I ingested
Maybe
earlier.
scrap some people.
Everybody, once you get to my base, do not touch the rails. Whatever you do, don't touch the rails.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Whoa!
They're illegal.
I
So
didn't
how'd
even
you
have
manage
these
that?
chunks loaded.
Yeah, I've never seen any of this
What?
before. What the
Yeah,
heck?
most of this went up in like the last week.
the
When
rails
you,
are
when you
floating.
say
so
don't
sick.
touch,
Put
do
a
you mean
minecart
don't
on it.
interact or
Don't
like
interact with
don't
them.
touch it?
Yeah, don't interact with them. You can go through them and they're fine, but just don't
Okay.
like hit.
Can you ride them?
Can I ride the
you
rail
can.
car?
So if you come into the bunker bit here, where I am now,
Oh, I will die if I fall down.
Where are you?
you
okay.
can
Down on the ground.
Here I go. A rat on a mission.
Yeah.
My goodness, on the other.
Whoa! A roller coaster!
Sweet.
My
Beautiful.
Wow.
Crazy.
There's nothing inside.
That's insane.
This is why I needed the honey.
Oh, the rocket's already gone. We missed
Wait,
it.
do it again. I missed it.
Oh, man.
there's a rocket!
I saw the rocket. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Such a
Alright,
such a
so
small
cool.
missile for such a large diamond.
The little rockets.
Yeah,
Wait,
all
can I
the
close it again?
fireworks.
They're overcompensating.
The fireworks.
That's
is
so
such a
cool.
cool little thing.
After Loki's area, I'd like to go back to Spawn because there was something I wanted to show there too.
So cool.
It's
Okay.
right there.
Yeah, we can do that.
I actually can't get rid of it.
Crazy scorpion that popped
Well,
up
yeah.
in like a week.
Almost
It's
immediately, yeah.
insane looking.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
so
was like one day.
here's my very large build. It is a robotic scorpion. It actually does have two farms in it. It's got a creeper farm and a sugarcane farm inside for some rockets. And then I have various farms strewn about. So a couple iron farms, villager breeder. I've got a moss farm, flower farm, bee farm. Trading hall is downstairs, as well as I actually cleaned up my storage. So now I have a storage room down here too. But that's all down here as well. Yeah. Then I've also been.
Fast try,
Nice,
baby.
nice.
GG.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Nice.
The
What is-
hovercraft. What?
Gosh,
This
dang.
whole area
so
is
Goodness.
crazy.
Loud.
It is loud.
What?
Yeah,
did
you might want
say
to turn off
something?
block sounds for this.
What was that?
Part.
Oh, I can't
Holy
get up
crap. Yeah, that was loud.
Thanks.
Wow, it sounds wonderful. It's like
so sick.
ASMR.
Liv, your butt's in the way.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you want to access it, you have to stand on these
That's
chests,
so
and
sick.
then there are ender pearls you have to throw up at the trapdoors.
Ah.
There's
Oh, I
some
did
see.
not
trees
pick
in
up any
the-
of
Wires there.
I might just
And- yeah.
astral project with the fear of breaking anything.
That's
Oh.
sick. That's so sick.
Dude,
That's so good.
Oh, there's some bells.
My goodness.
y'all ticking me
That's
off.
awesome.
Oh no.
This is insane.
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna
want
heal
to
up.
experience
The fans.
Went allow me.
Ah!
I just like the what?
Can I get a teleport?
Exploded.
Yes.
Do I
Can I
have that
have
ice
all my
cream?
junk back?
But it was made
Put
instead.
this-
I, I flooded this lake with the assistance of many other people, but I didn't really put anything into it except for these swan boats up here. I don't know what the giant sludge nuclear waste hand is. That was kind of new. This is
I like
this
it.
real bougie house with the pool hanging over the water is my house. The one to the side, the big brown one, is Doolin's, but I made it for Doolin and sold it to him.
Yeah, I'll
And-
take the credit for this one.
And for the for him to afford the house, he made a baby grand piano, which is upstairs in my house.
Wait, where are we going?
Back to Fox's base because we had a quick
Oh,
look
right.
at Jake's
Oh,
stuff,
yeah, I had a
but
video
if
about
Fox
that.
wants to explain his insane build
Where's
here,
Fox's base?
It's across
back
from
where
Jake's
Jake's.
Loki Scorpion is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He's got a bunch of guns pointed at the Scorpion on the other side of the
Yeah.
ocean.
It's with the
It,
guns.
it was intimidating my robots.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I love this. Fox, you're insane, dude.
These are so
Yeah,
good.
this is crazy.
I love
when I
these guys.
first went on the server property, it was like a week in, and this was already
Oh my god,
basically
it
built.
moves?
Yeah, he's next
What?
to Jake Kelton. Of course it
So
moves.
good.
Yeah. Jake contributed to the
I think that's so
lasers.
crazy.
That's so sick.
So we gotta pause things here because I need to explain something. When we started touring my base, I had my mic muted and I didn't know that nobody could hear what I was saying. Fortunately, I did realize it about halfway through, but for the first part of this tour, nobody knew what I was saying. They were just all talking about my base, which fortunately it was all good things, but in case you're wondering why nobody's responding to what I'm saying, that's why.
There. Oh no,
They
that's
are
a wrong.
laughing. They are
Oh,
laughing.
that's actually.
Oh,
Oh my god, they fired
no.
phantoms.
That
That's so many
It's a trap.
Oh my god.
Oh my
If
god.
only we had some sort of camera.
This is
Yeah,
why
these
you
look
always
really cool.
sleep.
That is
These
so
look
cool.
really cool. Somebody sleep. Wow, Fox, you did so great. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I love the big factory at the front. That also just popped up. It's got. I love the texturing, the colors. Crazy
Yeah,
work.
Yeah, the texturing's so
There's
good.
so
There's,
much iron ore.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
It's so
ended up
cool.
mining about 1,700 blocks of iron ore.
dude.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
This is a crazy build. The interior is
So
insane
cool.
as well of the factory.
Oh, there's an
He
interior.
There
Did
is
an
an interior.
interior?
There's a
Brother.
creeper. There's a creeper.
You
Please.
make me
Oh.
shake.
Oh no.
Okay, it's been murdered.
Oh my god,
Oh
it's
my
beautiful in here.
gosh.
No, it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
for Pete's
Cool,
sake.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I really want to see
goodness.
this.
Kick him,
Oh.
M. Kick him, M.
Who's?
Thank you.
Who am I
Oh
kicking?
my
Smack him
god,
with
it's
a
an
hammer.
8080.
He's been banished.
Banished.
This is the coolest
Guards
thing in
banish
the
this guy.
universe.
Banished, Jazzy.
So cool.
Well, we can look at anvils because we're here anyway. Then we can go to the Walmart.
Well, I feel
And
so
where's the-
appreciated.
Sorry.
Yeah, we might
Yeah,
as
we're
well,
here
you know?
anyway. I guess
That hurts.
if we must. No, this is a beautiful
imagine so.
base.
It's so cool.
I mean,
so
I kind of,
cool.
I kind of
I-
min-maxed size in
Why can't-
expense for
yeah.
detail.
Oh,
So,
that should
like,
do it.
there's no detail here at
No,
all.
what am I doing wrong?
Maybe the totem in your outfit?
I still want to
Yeah,
talk
if
to
you
you
hold
about
something
nuclear
in your
physics
hand, it doesn't
sometime.
work.
Gladly,
This
yes.
person on my head. Never mind.
I still need to finish stealing this swan, by the way. That's why I'm
Yeah,
really
the-
glad a bit more time at the end.
The nuclear
why, like,
waste
he's
is-
grabbing at it. He's like, ooh.
It's my fate. I love that detail.
Like a big mouth farm, basically. Yeah,
Oh,
fun
no.
with
Oh, never mind,
Timer,
it's
no!
He'll be fine.
Oh no!
I can hear it.
He's with
It's
the
like
other
a-
one.
No,
it's
it's
like a
okay.
The
He's
reactor
generating
is
electricity.
reacting.
It's gonna blow.
Don't mind him. He's just generating electricity.
It's gonna blow.
Get out of here.
Why did you fly all the way to the end? You could have just walked to the side.
Because we were over here.
That's where the door is.
That's so good.
There's a website.
Welcome
No,
to
wait,
Walmart.
website.
Well, I mean, we gotta check it out. I assume
I
the
have to
QR
check
code
this.
works from the minimap mod, right? Like that's the angle to view it
Should,
from.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
I'm just
Is there there's a
freaking.
missing
I'm
block? Does
flying.
that matter?
I'm just flying above it.
Huh? There's no
Uh,
sense
Oh
to
my
why.
god, it actually works. It's sending me to Discord.
Is that your Discord?
No.
No,
It
this
goes to
is-
our.
www.walmart.com? And it's just a meme that says we're out of toilet paper.
It's also a customer support channel.
Wait, why are they
Just
called
connect
spawn
a
eggs?
QR code to a Discord
You know-
channel.
Timer, is this
American-
why you asked for a private Discord channel at the beginning of the season?
Yeah. I had bigger plans for it, but I got kind of rushed at the end.
Hang on.
So, again.
So, Americans here, is this what a Walmart is like then? 'Cause
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Where's the gun aisle?
Yes.
The gun aisle.
Wait, Ben's axe?
You're
lying.
Oh my god.
No. I'm coming right
Is my shovel
that
in
get
here
there?
somewhere? My shovel!
Don't tell him.
My bucket. Hey.
Lives items.
That'll be 2 diamonds.
Whoa.
Wow.
Brother,
big
what?
Of
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to
Holy
HQ, guys.
What?
Man, I need to log on next season.
This?
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
Brother.
Oh my god.
Big epic music. Oh my god.
Say thank you to Peo and
Wow. Is that the dragon egg?
There's so much coral.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so much coral.
This took so long.
I knew it.
Insane build.
A timer was the
Wow.
real villain all along.
Wow.
We knew it.
We are all
Yeah.
sleeping on the copper golems.
Oh yeah, I saw this on
Why are their
TikTok
legs
too.
so long?
things though.
Here, I'll sleep on the copper golems. Hang on. Let's.
Wait, the copper golem is cursed.
That's Who so gave him cool. legs?
They're pretty nice.
This one isn't lit.
That's so
Benjamin.
neat.
That's so
which
rude.
one?
This whole base is lit.
Benjamin.
This is so cool.
The
Whoa.
place is so lit.
This one isn't lit.
Whoa! Look at the chandelier.
Oh yeah, my.
Oh my
fin
god, it's a
thing.
circle.
Oh yeah, you like the circle, guys? You like circle tech in
cursed.
Minecraft?
I'm gonna puke.
Yo.
Thanks. I hate myself.
I hate you too.
My
dude.
goodness.
Whoa,
Hey.
this is really cool.
Oh,
This is
cute.
Also
Gorgeous.
sick.
It's like a ruined castle.
Yes,
Game of
this
Thrones.
is
This is
Oh, it's Game of Thrones. I thought it was
no,
Zelda.
no,
No.
it's not.
Everyone's
I'm
getting
not
spreading
Zelda, it's not Game of
misinformation.
Thrones. It's,
Wait, is this Dora?
Okay.
I thought this was Manchester.
Somebody's
Wait,
trying to
wait,
tell
wait,
us.
wait.
Is it Elden Ring?
Is this a bug?
It's not Elden Ring. It's Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3. Yeah, if you guys know Slave Knight Gale from Dark Souls 3, his
I
boss
don't.
room.
Nerd.
Personally, yeah.
Uh,
All right. That's just okay.
It's not much of a
What is
room.
this?
This is
Come
sick,
outside.
man.
I'm listening to you, Etat.
Cute.
Thanks, Kano. Yeah, it's just a ruined
You sit in
area,
these.
you know. Just well, that throne's got tipped over. Timer, don't you see the other ones that are looking good? That one's fell.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was a
it's
custom
windy out
layer.
here.
Knocked it over.
I thought it was a two-person, like a two-seater seat.
No, that's
A two-seater.
This is the baby throne.
Whoa.
That's probably too high.
Yeah, but then people under there can't see.
Oh
I
wait, there's an
can-
outside bit.
Oh, I'm using free cam. Sorry.
I can stand here.
I'm gonna sit on the railing.
I think this is pretty.
Yeah, come Peo, come this. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, everyone can see from here.
Nice.
Okay, for awards, there's a
Oh, wait,
few
shoot.
because fun stuff.
Wow.
First award goes to the most insane build, which goes to Loki. Because that
Thank you.
Oh my
that
gosh,
popped up
Well
so
deserved.
quickly. The
that's
scorpion's
awesome.
massive.
First week.
Very
Yeah,
well
first
deserved.
week.
So funny.
Absolutely insane. People have left, unfortunately, but that's okay because the big props to you award goes to Liv because she's made all the props.
Yay.
She also did make the
Liv
Waste
Live.
trophy.
Yay.
Clapping noises.
So yeah. Most
around.
in character goes to BH, who isn't here.
Yeah.
That's
but
fair.
This
he
guy
actually-
never
My
character. Never
after
broke character.
speaking,
More
I know.
American than most I know.
I didn't know he was Australian until like 2 weeks ago.
my personal favorite build is the next award, and that goes to Peo's Hidden Runes that popped up very recently, but I loved it. What was it based on? A city that I forgot.
Like Petra, yeah. City of
Petra.
Yeah.
Petra.
Yeah.
I loved that build so much.
Yo, thank you.
GG's
Where are
Peo.
you?
Thank you.
The Capitalist Award goes to Ryan. I know there were a few people with shops selling things, and his was houses. And the reason he won the Capitalist Award was mainly because of one thing. When we told him that Cream's house burnt down because we forgot to notify her of her pizza rolls from a 10-minute timer that she had put through, the first thing he said is to let her know that he has houses for sale. So
immediately after.
You know what? That's deserved.
As soon as we told him.
away.
He's on the
Yeah.
grind.
Straight away.
The most coordinated build goes to Fox and Jake because they both had. I know they built so well together. and I
Yeah,
loved
that
it.
was
Nice.
Those are great.
such a good blend.
Yeah, it worked so
Oh.
well. Oh, perfect.
Get him in quick.
Feather.
Teleport feather.
Oh, hi feather.
Oh,
Hi, Feather.
sorry,
That was
double
almost
feather. Not double
deadly.
feather. Double teleported.
Did I miss anything important?
Nothing at all.
You know,
Your base is done, right?
pull up a chair. The next award is the punching bag award, and I don't know if you all can guess who gets that one.
It's Cream. Has to
What
be
the
Cream, right?
heck, man?
It
What the heck?
It should be like
Yes.
victim award or something.
What
Like
did
Camel
you
Award.
get?
Yeah, that's what it
Random
is. So sorry, Cream, because you were the.
Here's a cat.
And the last award goes to someone who isn't here at the moment. But it's a trauma award that goes to Leon because that Ram Ranch stuff. My goodness, I've never heard of it before.
Why?
And that was
the
Can we read
That
that
was
the traumatizing?
Yeah.
yeah, the traumatized.
Traumatizing award.
Anyway, he won that by far.
Yeah, we sure did.
Winning is
many
a strong word.
Yes, sir.
Don't want to go in the
Certainly
showers.
earned it.
But yeah, those
Where's
were
the
all
best
awards.
villains award?
Timer!
The best
Yeah, Timer,
villains
get up
award can go to Timer. Lucky I made a couple extras. No, but yeah, that's all the awards. So now we
No
can...
rat award.
I'm sorry.
I feel like Cream would also
I'm
get that.
Circus award.
I think Cream would also get the rat
Such a
award.
sad rat.
Sad rat.
Yeah.
And with that, we have wrapped up everything with the Wastes SMP. It was such a great time and I had so much fun. I hope we'll be able to do this again in the future. But if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, see you later.